I'm Felicity Gough. We live at 5 Small Street, West End in Kimberley. My daughter committed suicide. I would like to tell our people in Kimberley and the rest of Africa our story of heartbreak.
And God the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
I would like to tell you today, I'm a broken man. Before my daughter died, I was young. I was not so very young. I was 50 years old. I didn't have a gray hair. Look at me today. My child's death broke my heart. On Friday, the 4th of July, I came about 1:45. I saw Felicity in the study, so I asked her. First, she didn't go with the other kids. She said, no, that I'm tired. So I went into the study. I asked Felicity, are you ill? She said, no, Daddy. I'm just tired. I went to the butcher. The butcher was full of people. I met a friend there. But as I was coming down Toronto Street, I saw the people there. So I said, what's going on? So my sister-in-law answered, it's Falai. She asked, what about Falai? In the house. So I ran. I saw my wife with Felicity. Felicity was on the ground, in the garage. Stella was applying CPR and mouth to mouth. She asked, Stella, what's wrong? She said, go ahead. She hanged herself, and I saw the rope. I won't tell today. The rope that my daughter used was a rope that I gave to her because she asked me that as a skipping rope. I cut it from a sheaf that I had. And I know it because I burned the ends. But I didn't teach my daughter to tie knots. But one thing I can tell you today, she tied the perfect knot.
And she was the sunshine of my morning, a cloud of love floating by. She looked up to the heavens one day and heard him say, it's time to come home.
And there's one thing I'll never forget is a laugh and definitely a sense of humor. I think that is something that we miss the most about Felicity.
She was a person that was always outgoing
Honest.
and honest, and was a person that you could talk to. And if you have a problem, she would always be there by your side.
Witty.
Then you won't take our pain and our grief away. And that no matter what, you always there for us. I just want to say that we love you, Felicity, and we'll never forget you.
She always told us what kind of music we must play at a funeral and what she wanted us to wear, the colors and things like that. She wanted blue tops and blue and black wear to wear to a funeral. She always wanted that.
And she didn't even leave like a letter or a note or something to say what the problem was. She just left us with a question mark. After that, what I don't understand.
Her parents are heartbroken They seriously, there's no word to explain how they feel right now. It's too much pain to deal with. Teenagers think that it's in fashion to commit suicide. So many people, or so many teenagers have tried to commit suicide now. And I think that there's no reason in this world that can lead you to commit suicide. There's no problem so big that the only way out is death.
Kimberley, capital of the Northern Cape, a province known for its mining riches. With a population of just over 200,000, Kimberley is also marked by high unemployment and a lack of opportunity. With little or no recreation facilities, many young people are caught in a cycle of violence, drug abuse, and depression. Many say they have no one to turn to for help. During the last 3 months, the Kimberley Hospital saw almost 150 suicide attempts. 49 of these successful. At least 10 teenagers a week try to take their own lives.
Mornings. Morning. Where is the patient for the social worker?
In response to the crisis, the hospital has introduced a 24-hour counseling service. Elaine van der Berg is the chief social worker.
Dit is Bongwe Tuba. Bongwe, dit is die social worker, Mrs. van der Berg. Sy gaan met jou kom praat.
Okay. Hi, Bongwe. How are you doing? Okay. I just want to find out. You say you're okay. You're better now.
They are the only one who speak Xhosa, and I speak Xhosa, two other ones speak Tswana and Afrikaans. So I ended up in hospital. If I died,
I think most of the cases is financial issues. There's not a lot of work options in Kimberley. Also recreation facilities, and then mostly relationship problems.
Then it was Monday late. And then I've decided that, okay, nobody wants me.
Most of our para-suicides, it's the attempted suicide. It's a cry for help because they will drink tablets and then tell someone that they drank the tablets because they want someone to know. They don't really want to die then. But then you get cases where it's 3 or 4 times that they try to commit suicide. And it is really like saying, just ask me what's wrong. Don't just tell me everything will be okay.
Suicide is on the increase in South Africa. At the Kimberley morgue, 17% of the bodies are the result of suicide, more than twice the national average.
It's becoming a copycat issue where everyone is trying it.
This afternoon we'll be doing the poem by Wilfred Owen, Anthem for Doomed Youth. What passing bells for these who die as cattle? What candles may be
The Northern Cape has had the highest matric pass rate for 2 years running.
boys, but in their eyes. In the past, churches only had.
Sorry to interrupt you. Good morning, good morning. Good afternoon already. Good afternoon, Mr. Porser. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Don't you greet me? Don't you greet me?
This school has been affected by suicide. The MEC for Education, Tina Jamant Peterson, says it's time to intervene.
Because I need to speak to you. Is that fine? May I speak to your class, please?
That's fine. That's fine.
I haven't told you to sit down. No, I haven't told you to sit down. I haven't told you to sit down. Is this your uniform? Is this your school uniform? I'm looking for your school uniform. And all I see is a motley collection of colors. You may sit down. We're not simply educating you for a matric certificate. We're educating you to be the future generation of South Africa. But if life becomes cheap, and our young people think that they can solve their problems through taking their own lives, then we have a serious problem. We cannot close ranks or sweep it under a carpet. we have to look at it very seriously. We had the lost generation. Have you heard about the lost generation? The youth of the 70s and the 80s were called the lost generation. You are the freedom generation. Do you know you're the freedom generation? Now we're going to rap. We have a group of people who are doing very well. But certainly the cracks are showing. And if we've been in government for 10 years, if we have a decade of freedom, and we have an increase in teenage suicide, then there's something amiss. I think we have failed our young people somewhere along the line. I'm concerned about this.
You want nurses, lawyers, not to forget me.
This is often accompanied by
195 pupils have attempted suicide in the last 6 months. In response, the Education Department has launched a campaign. Here, teachers are being trained to deal with suicide.
That it's really a strong learner, it's a positive learner. It was a learner that was perhaps a leader in his or her peer group, and now she's gone, and the friends can't cope. So we must also think about the others in the community and around us. We also say for each suicide, there's up to 100, and among teenagers, we can take it up to 200 people that will attempt suicide. So if we hear of 1 or 2 suicides, we must think how many attempts are there.
You probably know that we have a problem with suicides in our province. And I'm sure you know of a child or 2 that have attempted suicide. Well, I think there's been an increase in the amount of attempted suicides, actually a major increase in the amount of attempted suicides. And as the Education Department, we detected this about 3-4 months ago, and we're really just trying to deal with the issue, and we need to get to the parents. All right. Thank you so much. Okay, I want you to share that with your teacher in the school. Prescott. Okay, give it to your class teacher, right? Wat maak jy mevrou?
Hy lyk pille is 15 jaar. Hy lyk pille drink. 2 maal aan.
So he's tried it twice.
Yeah.
Why is it that your child attempted it twice? What did she say is the reason?
Because she's naughty.
Because she's naughty. You think that's it, ma'am? Maybe just talk with her. Just listen a bit.
Yeah,
okay?
I talk to her and I'm open with you.
Okay?
Yeah.
But you got to be careful, ma'am. Sometimes we think we're open, but we're still the mother. So we do all the talking and the child must listen.
Yeah.
So she's tried it twice, ma'am. The third time she may not try it, and it may really work.
Okay.
So we're hoping that this pamphlet will help. Okay?
I hope so.
Okay.
Thank you.
So maybe spend some time tonight just talking.
Okay.
Okay?
Leanne Apro is 16 years old. Recently, she took an overdose of pills after an argument with her mother.
I was sitting at home looking television and saw my mother came from work, and then she told me that the principal did call and said I was not at school for 2 days, and she asked me why, and I said no, the gate was closed. And so I tell her now I want to go to my father because my father will understand my reason. So she tell me yes, I am a two-faced and I like my father's girl and don't like her. So I came in the kitchen. My brother was in the kitchen because I want to take the knife and cut my balls.
Toe sy haar polse sneer, toe ek aan die kitchen en toe vat sy water, toe gaan sy in toilet, toe aan drink sy die kwalat. Ek in die kamer en kom toe sien ek net lê en huil en sy kry krampe.
I was lying in the hospital for 2 weeks. When I came back, I regret myself. I said for myself, everybody makes mistakes in their life. All the people was loving me. They came and said, Leanne, was wrong what you do, but it's always something like it's in your mind. I want to kill myself because I don't want to love anymore. And the doctor said it's a miracle that I'm still alive because it can affect my heart, my kidney and all the things. And my little brother did cry when he see me in the hospital. And like, Leanne, and I come back. So I think for myself, I will break lots of people's hearts.
Ek was hartseer en ek het gedink Leanne gaan sterwe. En ek kan ook nie lekker geskryf wat by die skool lê, toe dink ek net aan my suster. Wat die pala gedrink het. Die grootste probleem is die het my pa nie saam ons gesien. En dit maak ook gewoon aan my hartseer as ek so aan dink aan my pa. En as die kinders moet ook al aan my pa word ek hartseer. Ek wil my dood maak van. Ek wil ook vir my ma kom werk. as ek groot is in die res van my lewenspaar doen vir my kinders. Nou wil ek die dinge doen aan my pa gedoen het nie net so onlos en loop en na 'n ander plek toe. Ek wil daar is vir my kinders en ek wil werk.
Some of Leanne's friends have also attempted suicide.
Hello.
Yeah, and I see it's a flop.
I don't think this is a place for a young person to grow up in. Because there are a lot of problems going down here. I mean, the crime rate is very high. Drugs and all that type of things.
Only thing that the young people is doing is going to the club, jolling with their friends, and all those things. But yes, no things that the young people can really do.
The youngsters, they usually go to club. That's all they do, go to club. Intoxicate them to the bone.
Yeah. I think teenagers are making suicide a habit. Because, like, if they just have an argument with your parents, then they try to kill themselves. Ek was 9 toe my broer hom geskiet het. Where I was like in upset and I feel emotionally and all that. So I tried to seduce me with the tablets.
Die pille wat ek gedrink het was nie nou pille wat jy sal toe iets aan maak nie.
Nou en dan voel ek kan my lewe ook self af. That time you don't think what you're doing. You just go for it. 'n Mens dink dit is lekker om dit te doen, maar jy weet nie van die nagevolge. Wat maak dit aan die mense wat agterbly?
This last month has not been my month. I've considered suicide very much, actually. But then I realized that is being selfish, because I've got so many friends around me now that love you, that I look after.
Most of us is on depression tablets. Yeah, and it makes us very sleepy, and we're not normal anymore. Because when you think of this, and you just think of also committing suicide or something like that, and then you must have the tablets.
I took an overdose. It was like the pain was like too much, not just the emotional pain, the physical pain also. Because the side effects of the depressant tablets, always headaches and things like that. So the emotional and the physical pain was just getting too much and things like that. And so I don't know, just decided trying to end everything.
She didn't think of anybody at that time, just like Felicity didn't think of anybody when she committed suicide. Unfortunately, Felicity's method of suicide, there was just no saving her.
In a small community, you have a ripple effect. People know each other. People are closely linked. In some instances, we've had copycat suicides. If you haven't dealt with one incident successfully, it will impact on the broader community or the broader school community. And if you speak to the elders or people older, they will say to you that suicide was never a black phenomenon, that black people never really saw suicide as solutions to their problems. So how do black people address this problem if it has never been part of our cultural heritage?
My name is Johannes Mukhapi, and I used to be called Smiley at work because of my smiling faces. It was on Monday. I will never forget that day. I go to the petrol station after all. I buy a brick fruit. I go at home. At home there, okay, I drink that brick fruit. I was having a problem. I can't solve it, and I didn't get solutions how to solve that problem. So I commit suicide because of I want to be dead. You see. 3 people tried to commit suicide, but unfortunately, on those 3 people, 2 died and one survived. And that one who survived, last year, the first one was last year, my best friend was in school with him. So we hanging up. The second girl, she was my girlfriend. She drinks pills. She tried to commit suicide, but she survived. So the third one was also my girlfriend. Then she drinks pills, and unfortunately she died.
After his attempt, the hospital social worker encouraged Smiley to join a group.
Okay, Elaine, she told me that, okay, what are you doing with your spare times? I said, in my spare times, always I'm going at home. When I have a room, I'm going to the towns, I'm going with the friends, I don't do nothing. Then she said to me, I will be so pleased if you join something. I'm with them all the time. When I come from work, I'm so happy to meet with those people because of they share lots of things.
I have big dreams. Me and Carmen and Felicity were supposed to go to pop stars to go enter and sing. But I feel we're still gonna do it because we're not gonna give up. We're gonna do it for her.
I'll find the light to light my way when I'm scared, losing ground. When my world is going crazy, you can turn it all around.
Christelle Hutton, the school social worker, has started a support group for Felicity's friends to help them deal with the loss.
Are you suffering? It's okay at this stage to feel angry. It's very normal to be angry at somebody that committed suicide, or somebody who left you alone.
It's like I can just curl up in my bed and stay there forever.
No, I just feel I don't have the strength for anything.
If I had gotten her to turn around, if I had been there to come back, maybe if I was a better friend towards her, then maybe she would stop here today.
I turn to you.
If you think about committing suicide, go to your parents firstly, your friends secondly. Tell them how you are feeling.
And if you have a problem, speak to somebody you trust, even if it's not your parents.
It's not worth doing that, your own life. Because there's so many people you're gonna hurt and stuff like that.
Death is not the solution you can ever choose in life.
So face your problems. Face it. Everything will be alright. Someday it will be okay.
Making me strong. And she was the sunshine of my morning. A